Hello everyone, so this is dry and it's looking a lot better. I'm very happy with it, but I do think I need to darken these two stones that just take too much attention, and if we look at the reference material, it is slightly darker there as well. Let me just put my tea to the side. Good studio practice not to mix your food with your art supplies, because you never know if some of the art materials that you use might be toxic. Now, professional pigment, just in general, um, certain pigments can be toxic, and usually the art supplier will inform you on the tube or whatever in the description of the product if that's so. I know with core watercolor they actually do warn you not to you know consume it, because there is some earth pigments and cadmiums and variety of other pigments that are toxic to humans. So it's not student grade acrylics that's enrobed in plastic, and you sort of know that it's not toxic if your color says it's got a U. If it's a U, then it's a manufactured pigment to look like the original. Um, just as a side little fact for you guys. So just be mindful. That's what I'm saying. Don't be scared of your art supplies, especially if you use professional materials. Just be mindful. Don't put your brush in your mouth. Wash your hands before and after every session. Don't consume food while painting. And do put your tea or coffee or drink far away from your water containers, because you don't want to rinse this in your tea and then drink it. That's definitely not going to be a good idea. Many artists in the history of our world has died or got cancer or, well, died because of lead poisoning and all kinds of poisoning from licking their brushes and working with art materials that was toxic and didn't practice safe art studio practice. So it's a good thing to always be mindful of, or just make sure about your art supplies if you are all concerned. Alrighty then, it's a quick side chat. Now, looking at these stones, I think I'm going to just bring in a little bit of water to this Payne's Grey. I'm going to add a little bit of indigo blue to it. I wanted to have a slightly blue cast is what I was trying to say. And I'm pretty much, I did darken this area a little bit as well. I needed it to be a little bit deeper. So I'm going to go ahead and just wet on dry. I'm just going to come in and darken. So basically glaze over the stone, and I'm going to lean into the sort of cold press texture here of the paper to give me some areas where the paint is skipping. Now I can go ahead and use a little bit more indigo and a little bit more Payne's Grey. Now I can't wait to get to the art supply store to buy myself some black watercolor. And seeing that my husband went to the office today, it means I'm going to pick him up at the train station later this afternoon, and that means the art supply store's across the street from the station. So I might go a little bit earlier and see what they have and what I can afford at this stage. But I would like to invest in a little bit of black. Just looking, there was a nice sort of wet puddle that I could still drop in some color, seeing that I was blabbing on so much to you guys. Let me just get another brush. So I'm going to use this old number of mine. I just want to wet this a little bit. here and there so that I can drop in some color. Just lean into the power of watercolor to paint on my behalf, to flow and to create beautiful texture. You know, these rocks in nature out there, I'm reminded of some of the rocks that I know from the Lowveld, where I lived for most of my high school years. My sisters still reside in the beautiful Mpumalanga area of South Africa, and there's all these stones and rocks in the mountains and in the forest, but it's got these white sort of mossy growth on them, and this is sort of reminds me of that a little bit. Nice, I like it a lot. Just want to strengthen that shadow a little bit. Just feels like it needed it. Right. Now I do like the shadow that I've built in there. I do think it can go a little bit darker still. So with a very clean brush, I'm going to go for this paddle and just pick up some of that grey. Because remember, it was like a warm grey sort of color. And I need to sort of just, I think I'm going to use some of this gold. There we go. And I just want to deepen that shadow, especially closer to the wand. I feel that it just makes the wand stand out more. I'm just going to drop in a little bit more pigment there to strengthen that suggestion. There we go. Oh, I painted myself. Can you see how easy it is to get pigment on your body and on your fingers? It's okay if it touches your skin. I mean, it's not, what do you call it? Radiation. Oh my word. Very, very soft brush. Soft, damp brush. Just want to soften that line. That feels good. I'm just gonna make some suggestions of other line work, textures, patterns. And I'm just literally playing with the brush, making it my own. That feels good. Very dry. Just want to soften again. Nice. Okay. So what I've brought forth from my stash is some of these beautiful metallic pigments. I've got here this lovely bronzy kind of color. And I also have this turquoisey. It looks turquoise when it's dry, but when it's wet, it's actually got a red undertone. It's like a two-tone. So I'm going to play with these two pigments. Just drop some water in there. I'm going to use a fine liner. This is a number 1. I do have a rigger, but I'm afraid I can't control that too well. I think I'm gonna go for this one. Let's give it a try. A number 1 fine liner brush. And I'm gonna start with this turquoisey red metallic two-tone pigment. Picking up a bead of water. And I'm just going to talk a little bit about these interesting patterns. And I'm literally just doing my own thing here, based on sort of the negative sketch that I did here. The fine liner was a great idea. Awesome. I'm going to get into this bronze. Maybe a bit more water. Just here and there adds a little bit of bronze detail. It can flow into each other. So when you work in a small area like that, you have to be patient. There's a lot of detail in the wand, and I maybe want to bring the color forward a little bit more, but doing that right now would be a bad idea because everything is wet. So just let it dry for a few minutes, and then I'll be back to just strengthen a little bit of that color and see what else I want to refine. But it's pretty much done. It's pretty much done. I love the wand, and I'm gonna enjoy this a lot. Okay, while we have this fine liner brush, I'm going to just give a little bit more clarity to these cute moss flowers. Oh, where's my color? Where was I now? Ah, in the green one again. Just a variety of brush marks can make all of the difference. I'm in the zone, people. I'm in the zone. That feels nice. I'm going to break up this line a little bit here. Right. Alrighty then. And I'm back. Cheers, everyone. Right, I think this is dry now, but I'm also going to use the opportunity to pull away the tape so that I can do a final assessment. So while the hairdryer was running, I somehow heated up the tape so that it could pull away cleanly from my paper, and then I can reassess the whole painting and decide where it might need a little bit more refinement. Right, I'm back. So I usually close my studio door, and but seeing that I'm alone today, I don't want the doggies to feel more isolated than they already are feeling because my husband's not home. My husband usually works from work. Work from home. So occasionally he goes into the office, and then on those days I do try to be home because they're so used to having somebody here all the time. And when he's not here, then I miss him terribly, like it's the end of the world. I leave the home every day to go to the salon, so they're used to me getting in the car and going. It's like they don't really mind about that because they know I'm coming back. But when he gets ready to leave the house, then the ears flop down and the tails are hanging and they stick to him like glue. Watch every move he makes. Shame. Must be hard for a familiar to be separated from its master. Right, this has been a minute since I typed this up. That's beautiful. Okay, I really love this painting. I think I'm just going to come in a little bit with this cobalt blue and just brighten up some of these areas. Make it a little bit more magical for me. And this is the fun thing about, creating art, is you can always decide what vibe you want to paint. I mean, I've got a reference material for reality's sake, but I don't feel like I'm anchored into that reference material, when it comes to the details and some final brush marks, I do like to just really make it my own. Nice. Well, I've got this very concentrated paint on my brush. I'm literally going straight into the well with just a bit of water on the brush. So that would sort of make it like a honey consistency, I like to call it. Not everybody uses the same descriptive language, but I like the honey stage as well, simply because that's what it is. It's literally straight from the tube or straight from the well with only water on the brush. So that makes it very concentrated, and I'm just leaning into that now to just create some final details on some of these little flowers. And I thought I was going to add some on the other side as well, just to balance the composition a little bit and to just give the viewer some sort of awe moment with these beautiful little moss flowers. I think that is enough. Now I am going to do something to this painting that's definitely not on the reference material, and that is to create a little bit of splatter. Now I'm going to just clean one of these wells. Here we go. And I guess I must use a smaller brush. I just want to make up a nice mixture of titanium white gouache, really just massage it there with a damp brush. Sorry if you can hear my stomach rumble. I have no idea what the mic is picking up, but my tummy is having a conversation today. Right, add a bit more water. A bit more paint. Feel that is good. Okay, now I do want to protect these stones, so I'm going to use some tissue just going to do this. Add another one. And that, I feel that's good. I really want the splatter to be at the top here. I think I must protect the decorum as well. Decorum. Don't you guys think this is lovely? It's very wizard-like, and I love these little hearts in there, and this stone feels like a philosopher's stone or something. So I just want to protect that. But this part of the painting is very much up for game. And I think I'm going to add a bit of splatter magic. So I'm taking my magic wand. I've got my mixture of white gouache here. And I'm going to go up high and just tap a little bit and splatter some magical moments up in there. Just going to make sure it's nice and white. I can always come in afterwards with a little bit of Tipex or corrective fluid, or you can even use an oil pastel. You can use acrylic paint. Really, it's up to you if you want to really let these white splatters stand out, because as this is going to dry, the white gouache isn't that loud. It's only a student grade version, so it's going to be a soft, sparkly moment. It's not going to be too overwhelming, but it does make sense to just protect areas where you don't want to have any splatter. Otherwise it sort of gets a bit boring if there's splatter on a painting and the splatter is everywhere. So I always say protect some areas so that the splatter is an added dimension to an area of your painting that creates visual interest and texture, and instead of just taking the whole thing over. So I think it is time to sign this. I will still sit with it for a few days and see if it needs anything else, but I think we've pretty much arrived, so I'm going to go ahead and sign it. There you go. The wizard has signed it. It is official. This beautiful wand painting for the 1 tier on my Patreon is done. I'm gonna take beautiful photographs of it and I'll be sharing it on my Patreon groups there so that you guys can see it. And then I'll also do a speed up video of this entire tutorial where it's all captured in one view to see from beginning to end. So this is exciting because as this is done, it means that it's time to start with the next one. And coming up next, it's going to be the creative potions tier. So we're going to be painting some interesting potion bottles, and I've planned a few tutorials around that painting that will be exclusively for my potions tier on Patreon. So I'll see you guys real soon. Bye bye for now.